In one of the videos in the comment section, there was an individual who dropped a really great question. And, I don't know about you, but I am an animal lover. And this question was about our animals and our pets. And I saw this and my heart just kind of melted. And so we got to talk about this. So the question basically went along the lines of like, Dana, do our pets, are they experiencing the energies like we are? And I think this is a fantastic question, and it really brings up an awareness of, hey, our pets are feeling impact. And so I want to confirm in the positive that, yes, absolutely, pets are animals, both domesticated animals and definitely wild animals, like the furry and feathered two-leggeds and four-leggeds. I mean, even insects, like the whole nature realm, like we are all experiencing these energies, and that includes our pets, and our pets are experiencing energy impact. And I noticed that more so this weekend. The energy impact this weekend was phenomenal. It was crazy. I definitely saw it impact my cats. Usually my cats are bouncing off the walls. They're young cats. They're doing their thing. They're active. I like this. I appreciate that they need their exercise, so I let them bounce off the walls. But they weren't bouncing off the walls this weekend. They were all flat out, kind of like, Mom, I've had enough. And my dog Peanut, I was actually worried about my dog Peanut. My dog Peanut acted like she was getting sick, like she was coming down with something. It looked like she was depressed and under the weather. She was not her usual happy, perky, bouncing around kind of self. And when I tuned in with all of them, because I was feeling the impact, and when I tuned in with all of them, they were like, whoa, like they felt it. They were feeling it. The first answer is yes, they definitely feel it. But I also have noticed that they experience these energies in different ways at different times than I do, because sometimes I'm flat as a pancake and they're bouncing off the wall. So they experience these energies in different ways at different times than what I am. So anthropomorphizing what our energy experience is and imprinting it on them, I kind of have a question. I kind of have a question about that. Sometimes it runs concurrent, like what I witnessed and what I felt and what I saw this weekend between me and my pets. It totally ran concurrent. We were all on the same page. We were all like, we're done. But then there are other times where I'm all like yippee skippy moving along and they're flat out, or the reverse happens. So I don't think we can automatically assume that they are experiencing what we're experiencing at the same time. Now, I will take it a step further, because sometimes I get a little crazy with this. And the crazy is, hey, if humans have astrology, wouldn't pets have astrology? I mean, that's a little over the edge crazy detail stuff. But I kind of noticed that with my pets, as far as how the astrology might be affecting them versus how it affects me, because we're all different signs, right? Because that's part of it. And here's the next over the edge step that I also do with my pets. I don't do it every day, but I regularly like to check in with them. I learned this a long time ago from a woman, Amelia Kincaid, her book From the Horse's Mouth. She's an animal communicator. And one of the things she said was that it's always a really great idea to get on the level with your pet. Because remember, our pets live in our world, but do we ever go live in their world? And so she always suggested that on a fairly regular basis, you get on the level with them, you get present with them where they're at in their lives, right? And you visit with what's going on with them. So I don't do it every day, but I like to do it fairly regularly, and I especially do it with Peanut, because Peanut's my communicator. She's all roll, we have all this whole language thing going on, and she verbalizes, she telekinetically verbalizes with me. I've never had a pet talk with me quite like she does. When the election happened last fall, she came back to me the very next day and she said, "Mama, the bad man won." Like, I didn't go ask her. She came to me and told me this. So our pets know stuff, and they know what's going on energetically. They know there's an ascension going on. They know there's changes going on. Like, here, I'm in the United States. They know there's changes going on with, in the United States. They're keeping tabs on that. Like what I've been able to pick up from my pets long term is like, they are here to have their own experiences and their own growth and evolution. And they are here to be like guides and partners and mentors with us as well. And so when you slow down and you tune in with their world, you begin to find out where they're at with all of that. Like, kind of like, where they're at with their daily needs, like their daily physical, emotional needs. There's that. But then there's their higher power self, like their higher pet self of who they are and what they're doing here, and what they came to accomplish for themselves and with us. There's this whole thing going on. And so I am giving the very long version answer to what this wonderful woman asked about, like, hey, do our pets experience the energies as well? Absolutely. And this is me taking it many steps further. It's what their spiritual path and their energy path and their emotional path and how we're interacting and what we're doing with them. And so, yes, I slow down on a semi-regular basis just to tune in with each one of my pets and find out where they're at, what's going on, how they're doing, like have both a verbal communication with them, letting them know what's going on in the household and finding out where they're at with that. And also kind of like this telekinetic communication as well, leaving that open. Now, each one of my pets is very, very different. They respond in a very different way, but they respond. And what I find that's so interesting is when I do these communications, I can kind of pick up on like how they're feeling about things and the needs that they have or the direction that they're headed, and have conversations about this. And I swear to God, it has led to, like, even though there's 5 pets in my household, I believe because I do this, our household feels fairly balanced, fairly calm, and like, especially in the last month or so, because now I've been working with these cats for a while, especially in the last month or so, sometimes I'll just be doing stuff around the household, and every once in a while, I'll feel this collective wave of energy from my pets of just kind of like, happy mama, we're happy mama, we love you, we love us. Like there's a collective feeling in the household. And I think it comes back to my willingness to systematically check in with each one of them and let them know, that they're loved and I'm paying attention and they're acknowledged, and hey, where are you at? And what do we need to do and what direction we are headed? And I swear to God, they listen. They listen to me, I listen to them, and there's this whole two-way street that is going on in the household right now. And I think that comes back to the fact of recognizing and honoring our pets feel what's going on. Our pets know what's going on. And they are all part of this ascension and revolution and amazing transformation that's going on the planet right now. Like, we're all interconnected. We're all interconnected and we're all doing this together. So I hope this answers your question and gives you food for thought and ideas. And I would love to hear how everybody else works with their pet, talks with their pet, drop stories and suggestions. Let's talk about how we can best support our beautiful 2-legged and 4-legged furry and feathered creatures. That's what I've got for you for now. Make sure you keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way with your pets, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.